Hello, gamers. It's me again. um, I can only smell menthol because my neck is in pain. So I tried I guess, menthol-oriented hot patch, and it feels like nothing. My neck still hurts, and now everything stinks of menthol. So that's very exciting. Let's play Act 4, shall we? Fantastic. Five, 4. Context backlash. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus may result in undesirable play between teeth in the context and history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skipping, slippage. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, and decontextualize gestures. See also sections 1.8, General Troubleshooting, and 5.3, Gesture Context. Okay, the menthol is starting to definitely tingle now. Excellent. Smart to put it on immediately before playing again. Gesture context. All gestures happen in a context. The set of preceding gestures, the overall orientation, and extended variables such as time of day and interior affect gear angles. We gotta read back to front. My savior, our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? It's called the Mucky Mammoth, which is better than what my memory told me, which was Musky Mammoth. But Mucky Mammoth is still pretty bad. Oh, I feel certain she's got a few trips left in her. If only she had a more capable surgeon. Sadly, mechanics are in short supply down here. I think the setting's too romantic. It scares them off. And what brings you down to the Echo tonight? Who? Ha! That doesn't sound like you. Oh, I just mean that you and your Johnny have always been complete. Since I first met the pair of you. Freestanding. Like a lighthouse. I'm sure your new friends appreciate the company. There's no shame to be lonesome. We picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you that far upriver before. I hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. Oh no, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways. I stay on weird riverways instead. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Well, it's the Lake Leith, or Lethe, I guess. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people. And some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. This is, of course, our friend from Secret Tourism. Mucky. What a horrible adjective. Oh, ho, ho. How's that cold river spray treating you? Thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know. Hard on the eyes. It still irritates mine a little, and I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People will just assume you're thoughtful. You need tea. So, bay bolete cap mushroom type? I don't know how to pronounce that. Bay bolet cap. Definitely. Boiled lichen. Maybe wolf tooth? Just kidding. Caterpillar fungus, licorice, ginger, and dried spring agaricus. All those 4. Eye strain. Bay bolete cat masks the taste of the rest of it. Ginger in particular has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom based. I'm a big believer in the fungal pharmacy. Ooh. Ooh, Valkyrie. Yeah, that's Valkyrie. I call her Val. She's a rescue. Isn't she dignified? I've always thought so. Huh? I thought that was your cat. He came on board with you at the bureau. Well, it wouldn't be the first time some strange animal hitched a ride. I hope you enjoy the trip on our little Mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, the video room. There are some pretty interesting takes down there, actually. Unusual, I mean. Weird. Watch out that VCR doesn't take your hand off, though. It's untrustworthy. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes. You'll get the picture. Hey, do me a favor. Go ask Will how the repairs are doing and if he needs anything. We're coming up on the next stop here. Just refueling and picking up a few things. I could grab a bolt or some wire or something. Whatever he needs. Well, eyes on the road. Haha. Dog. Dog. It's like it's looking at me. Sitting cross-legged. Ooh, same song. For we on mold and whiskey fed and... Oh, wet gears. Probably. Who knows? First thing I tried anyway. Down here by this little blue box, I took all the gears out and dried each one by hand. And then I load them back in again. That took care of the grinding sound, but her trunk keeps doing that sparking, clanking, weeping thing. To be honest with you, I'm not really qualified for this work. Kate's a friend. You know how it is, don't you? Your story, Will. The story, well, I like to listen to them. I like to tell them. But I don't have one of my own. I also don't have a permanent address or a pickup truck or any change of clothes. I wash my laundry in the river, and in that moment I'm truly free. I don't even have any shoes. Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Did you know I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and pedal-gripping toes. It doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Arton Tiszola at the university. Did you know I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and pedal-gripping toes. It doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artaud Zola at the university. A lot of mention of the university, too. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding for our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. I left my shoes there, at the university. It was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon I was drifting along the Echo. It ran for a while above ground, then it doesn't anymore. But I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with maintenance. I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion, I take the helm. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river stories, and my own stories get fainter and fainter. Well, I'll just keep drying gears, I guess. I didn't even ask him if he needed anything. Whoa, slow down. It's slippery up on deck. Do you have batteries? Do you have games on your phone? Yeah, of course. What for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of these should fit. Thank you. Oh. Where's she going? Don't want to talk. Just realized I'm wearing a little tie. With light. Alrighty. Got your batteries, small man. Go get you some tape. Julian gonna be out in the dark. Love that. I don't remember him being in a suit and tie before. I talked to the dog? Doesn't seem like it. Nope. Alright. I tried. Beautiful. Aww. Meow in Dow. Really? You were entranced? You don't remember this? It's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Serrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something. It got really cosmic. Right. At the flower shop. I remember that show. Sorry, Clara. Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight. Hey, that was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect. This one will do. So, you hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. Yeah, Clara came all the way from Lithuania just to do this Echo River gig. Oh, nice. Haha, it's a tour. Tomorrow I'll be in Nashville, and then Atlanta, and then over to the coast. Brutal. Well, we're lucky she's making a stop. Johnny and I saw her play once, and I remember loving it. And Johnny was moved. Speaking of Serrano, it's his night at the rum colony. Kate says she usually stops off there. Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago. 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, ma'am. I bet she's still there. I hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. Nah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say. I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. What a delightful group. Oh no, he's drinking. Meow. To be fair, that's more than a cat has ever talked to me. Nice. Oh. Oh, I hope I... Did I miss anything? You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came up here. Oh, no. Nah, I'm good. It's just that thing about, what was it, when you walk through a door? When you go into the kitchen for something, and as soon as you pass from one room into another, you forget what you wanted. You have to walk back out just to remember. Like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that breadcrumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. Looks cold down there. And dark. You weren't in the cabin long. Getting any sleep? Yeah, that's when you get the strangest dreams. When you nod off, right? Just kind of dip your toes into sleep and some weird image floats by and takes a nibble. Could have fallen off the hall back there. I think that kid was playing on the trash barge earlier. Yeah. Fine, I was talking to Ezra. Sure you are. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question. Well, I didn't. I mean, I did, and then I didn't, and then I did again. That's how it always goes. I drift out, finally wind up back at Lisette's with my head between my legs, saying, never again. 15 months this last time. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't for much longer be anywhere to go back to. She went to live with her sister now, and she probably won't remember me for long anyway. One time she picked me up out of a ditch by the road, blackout drunk at dawn. I came around later that night. She'd taken care of me. I told her I didn't deserve it, and she said I didn't have to deserve it. Positive reinforcement. Oh, you wouldn't say that if you knew her when she was younger. That girl was wild. I guess she's got her own problems now. I wish I could help out. Hey, maybe I could make some money, send it to her sister. Maybe they'll keep me on at the distillery. I mean, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I've got to repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've got to settle up. That's why it's such a damn shame when people go sudden. Oof. River of forgetfulness smells of menthol. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. The problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half of the stories we hear. Kate told me that I ought to have been a photographer. She said you have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time the thing happened there, and that's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway. Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river, most of them I've picked up second, third, or fourth hand, and so on. Listening, see? Now, I know what you're going to ask, so I'm going to answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of experience. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there when the old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft. Anyway, I talked to a few sailors who'd recently crossed paths with him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night, when I was working on the Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections, which we heard about on the phone. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time. A young man, a small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a smelly old dog. We docked at a gas station, so the Mammoth could refuel. I'm worried about Conway. I don't want him drinking. We cut it close. I usually find this place upriver. Everybody's on the lake tonight. Sure, it's not anchored or anything. Could be anywhere up and down the Echo. You just kind of run into it when you need it, or hopefully a little before you need it. I usually stop here once a night, though to be honest, I'm not sure it's even the same one. It doesn't have a name or anything, and I never really pay attention to who's behind the counter. Anyway, it's nice to see you two. Most of my regular passengers must have gotten held up elsewhere in their journey tonight. It's that storm, I think. Oh, look at him go. That kid has a lot of energy. It's got to be past his bedtime or something, right? Maverick. Sounds familiar. You don't have any of your own, I mean? No, I guess not. I just realized you two come through here so often. We chat about all kinds of stuff, but I never thought to ask about family. That's sweet. So, how about that storm upstairs? Did you two get caught in it? I heard it kind of roamed around, uncertain. I'm sure we'll hear all about it tomorrow. Flooding, property damage. Probably killed a few tomatoes. It's got the river churning and everyone headed to the lake here, where the water's calmer. I myself don't mind navigating a choppy river. Not at all. I've got a good feel for it. Plus, it's better for fungal growth. High water consumes the cave moths, and their wet wings clump together into these little balls of nutrient-dense mushroom food, jammed by current here and there between the rocks. You have never seen a mushroom grow like on a soggy cave moth carcass. Moth nuggets. Amazing. If I could get a day off, Val and I would be out there all day tomorrow to harvest. I mean it. They'll be ready by tomorrow. Mushroom will grow just as fast as you can pump water into it. Hey, are you two headed out this way tomorrow? Maybe I could send Val ashore with you for a few hours. She's got a remarkable nose for mushrooms. You wouldn't even need to know what to look for. Put a bag around her neck and she'll just bring them back to you. Yeah. Does love an animal. Should have figured. Seems you two are always on the move. It does seem that way. So, I should get back aboard. No rush. I just want to brew some tea before we get underway. Headed into the station? Yeah, get him something. Sure, don't want him falling asleep on you. Nah, he'll be alright. He seems like the type who can hold his liquor. Seems like he has a little experience, I mean. Hey, aren't these... Oh, do you think it's the people from Act 1 who were slowly, painstakingly pushing their plane along the road? Because you can attach the pontoons, and there were 2 of them. But at this rate, I could say that about any plane with a rotor. Hey, while you're in there, could you remind the gas station attendant this fuel is on my tab? Charged to the Mucking Mammoth. Oh, and Will wanted a scratch ticket? Thanks. I think I'll just watch the lake for a bit, ma'am. I want to look at these people. What are they up to? Okay. Diesel, liquor, coffee, snacks. Looking for crystals? Got them on sale. All kinds of folks come in here looking for crystals. There's a few over there with milky white shocks through the middle, like he caught a piece of a cloud. People seem to like those a lot. Yup. Popular crystals. You work on the Mammoth? I can add it to your tab. Sure, they're here every night. It's okay. I have one of those faces. Forgettable. Ooh. I've learned to cherish it. There's dignity in being forgotten, letting the crowd flow around you unspoiled. I used to live in a city. I mean a real city. Cleveland, Ohio, a real city. I had some family money then, and I didn't have to work. I lived in hotels. In daylight, I walked wherever the people were. My only duty was to the crowd. I was its observer, its historian, its detective, its poet. Well, money ran out, and I dispersed with the rest of them. I took my duties with me here to Lake Lethe and the Echo River. I live behind this counter, anonymous, invisible. But I live with dignity. And yourself? No dignity for me. don't blend in. Huh. And not so easy to forget, I'd say. I see now that you're right. Well, that's yours to bear then. We keep all the crystals on that shelf over there. Buy one, get one free, of equal or lesser symmetry. Ooh, Norm. The crystals are rough, dirty. Some are damp. They must have come out of the river. Junebug tries to scrape some green algae off a larger specimen, examining it for the kind of cloudy inner formation the attendant said was so popular. Hank, you, and a few numbers are woven through the algae. Huh? This isn't algae at all. It's a decayed plastic bag caught on the rock. I was cheated of my algae. Shit. Just say this. Shit, that flood water washed you halfway up out to sea. I was looking for you down by New Königsberg, same as usual, but ain't nobody there. And the river's deep as an elephant's... No, didn't see you there, ma'am. Pardon my language. What, elephant? Well, in fact, I'm ready to... It's the patch on my neck. I'm... Oh, God. I'm ice tingle drunk. I wanted hot. I don't... It's a hot cold patch. Well, it's only cold. I don't get it. I can't claim it makes me feel better either. Just mid-sadness. Alright. Well, in fact, I'm headed right here. Glad to have found it at last. I expect you must be Loretta. Enchanted to meet you. Sorry I'm late. Hey, is that coming on too flowery or something? Enchanted? Repeating it now, I feel a little silly. Huh. Well, thanks for saying so. But now I'm double embarrassed. But you know Loretta. I really don't. I met Loretta on the computer. We met each other there, I mean. Or I guess we spoke through the computer and agreed to meet. I don't know the terminology. I haven't dated in quite a while. Back when I met Greta, that's my wife. Excuse me, my ex. Or maybe I am her ex? I don't know how to say it. Don't know the terminology. Anyway, back then there wasn't even such a thing as computers at all. I mean, I guess there probably was, but I never heard of one. I worked in textiles. So, here I am. Oh, maybe head down to the rum colony. Shoot, I forgot to ask if she likes to drink. You really never know these days. I guess first I'd ask her about that. If she doesn't like rum, I'd maybe try to take her by the bat sanctuary. That's pretty romantic in a sense, eh? I do love a good bat. I mean, like, misty valleys and ruined churches romantic, not like flowers and chocolates romantic. That is a good romance, though. Of course, they've got that memorial there. That's a little depressing, actually. Maybe we'll kind of sail around that. Damn it all. I guess I probably missed her. I wonder if she'll agree to meet me again. Junebug could be so mean. Just an old guy trying to get a date in the twilight years. Nice of you to say so. Well, I guess I'll head on back. Hey, supposing Loretta doesn't want to see me after all. The card is full. Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I meant. Actually, I wanted to ask you for some advice. I had to type up a sort of autobiography for the computer date, and I spent a lot of time on it, but I only got one reply, and that was Loretta herself. I was happy to meet her, but supposing she's lost interest now. Do you think you could maybe give me some feedback? It's only a paragraph or so. I have it all memorized. I spent so damn long writing it. Okay, here's how it goes. I'm a good natured man, retired, and spend most of my time sailing the Echo River, riding currents of subterranean gas and that strange invisible wind that moans out of the small tunnels along the bank. Seeking a companion to map the river with me. I have 2 grown children, but they live far away. No goofballs. Okay, what do you think? Is that about goofballs? Can't believe you don't want a goofball. What are you, sir? I mean, like, serious inquiries only. You might miss out on some really good goofballs. You may be right about that. I mean, the thing about the wind is a little much. I feel like it's not exactly the most poetical thing I've ever heard. It's just sort of long, like subterranean gas and that strange invisible wind that moans out of the small tunnels along the bank. That's like a, to my mind at least, because this is fine. But to my mind, I would be like, okay, it's long. It's a run-on sentence. If we could break it up, and it's not the most like poetical rhythm that I've ever felt with a bunch of words in sequence. Riding currents, riding gas. Sailing with that strange wind. I mean, wind is invisible. So that could be construed as redundant. I don't know if what he actually meant was like you don't feel the breeze, but it occurs. Because that could definitely be something. But that strange wind moaning out of small tunnels along the bank. I mean, I can understand like the grown children, because like that's important. I think he'll be fine. All right, thanks for your help, ma'am. Really renewed my confidence. Ready to get back on that computer. You have a good night now. What's left of it, anyway. Yeah, it's been the longest night on Earth. When we went to the lower depths, the sky was... I thought it was, like, pre-dawn light. I don't know. Maybe it was just cloud banks reflecting, like, night light. Maybe false dawn. I don't know. Alright, is Loretta going to appear in, like, 5 seconds? I'm curious what he boats off in. I don't know. It might not show. He might just sort of disappear off. Mushroom hunting, huh? Oh, I gotta know what dogs think about Homer. Drinking all your beer. Yeah, it's true. So, could you feel this? If I sat on my legs. Only gentleman could sit next to me. Hold you tight. I promise to be safe. Oh. Oh, he's that boat, I bet. Okay, I'm not very smart, but anyway. There's nothing in there, so. What's that? It's a crystal. I bought it for you. Wow, thank you, ma'am. Hey, could you hold on to it for a minute? I'm gonna go look around inside. Wish me luck. Good luck. Okay, so that's what it was for. Oh no! Is that Loretta? Oh, Loretta. Oh no. Big plans for the night? No, come on. Oh, I'm gonna cry. It probably is. Oh man. Hey man, how's your night? Quiet. Where are you headed? Well, even if you're not doing the heavy lifting or navigating or whatever, a passenger contributes to a journey too. I never travel, but I do love travelers. That's what I like about this job. The travelers come to me. I wouldn't say I meet them, but I do sell them gas. Well, let me know if I can help you find anything. I should have asked where he lived. I'm curious about that now. Glory, it is good to be among friends. Suit yourself. Huh. I can't help it. Every time I step onto that boat alone, I think this could be the very last time. And then every time I come ashore, back among people, I think, Glory, it is good to be among friends. It's a ritual of remembrance for me. Tonight, particularly so. It's my birthday. I am 5 years old. Do you know why I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you. No matter how much you beg and plead. 5 years and some days ago, I set out on the Echo River, alone, or so I thought at the time. I was looking around for an ice floe. They are occasionally rumored to travel our humble artery on their way from who knows where to who knows where. Who knows why? It's a mystery. An hour into the journey, my lantern gave out. Now, I always carry 3 or 4 spares. You'll never catch me in the dark again. A lesson learned, buddy. But that night, when that lantern went out, I was stuck in the dark. I kept my arm extended, running my fingers along the cave wall, trying to keep my bearing as best I could, at least make sure I wasn't going in circles. I just prayed I'd find another traveler who knew his way back to the lake or above ground, or even just a crack in the rock to get a glimpse of moonlight. I had a large bag of apples with me. After a long while, maybe a day, I was getting weak, so I took my hand down from the rock to tear the bag open. Well, when I reached back out, I couldn't find that cave wall anymore, or any other. I was totally unmoored, buddy. Totally adrift. And it was so dark. I started counting time and apples eaten. I drifted in despair for 4 apples. Then I schemed and planned and dreamed for 2 apples. Finally, I came to accept my fate, lost at sea. And this phase, I think, would have continued indefinitely had I not come down to that very last damn apple. Picture me, feeling around in the empty bag, certain that somehow there was another one of these fist-sized chunks of life-giving fruit, already softened by time and probably an unappetizing brown. Nope, that was it. Just as I was about to bite into my last meal, I felt a tickle on my upper lip It hatched right then. Couldn't have been a moment later. I would have eaten it. My last apple was infested by a damn fruit fly maggot. Well, that should have been the end of it. I should have eaten that apple and that fly while I was at it and put an end to our little food chain suicide pact. But I waited out of mercy. After all, this fly was basically a newborn child, right? A gross insect child, but still a child, right? Born into darkness and famine, hungry and alone. I mean, can you imagine that? No other flies out there on the boat, and never would be. No other flies to welcome into the world, I mean. No fly culture, no fly society, no fly history. A true orphan. I started to get depressed just thinking about it all. Worked out a thick tear, I'm not ashamed to say. Well, that fly landed on my cheek, right under my left eye, right on that salty teardrop, and then a blinding glory. His ass lit up like a candle. That wasn't a fly, buddy. That was a damn lightning bug. So that's how I came. So that's how come I'm here today with you folks. Only because I found my way out of that strange river cave by the dim-lit rear of some orphan insect hatched out of my last rotten apple. Glory, it is good to be among friends. What a story. Amazing. Yeah, I think he makes noises too. Like, he's a robot as well. They're both robots because they talked about that. But he's a lot quieter. That guy's a trip, that gas station attendant. Did you talk to him? It's funny, he actually reminds me of that frog we had for a bit. Oh, is there a difference? Huh. I never knew. Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Because you like to talk, I guess. Maybe we should pick up another one. A frog or a cat or an iguana or something. Aw. Now that would be a whole new adventure, wouldn't it? You and me, we're good together. Safe. Free. You know what I mean? We can try stuff out. Change our clothes, swap parts around, just play. I'm not lonely. I'm just curious. With another person to play with, what else could we be? You really think so? Wow. I thought I'd have to wear you down a little. Like I did with the gerbils. Oh. That's Kate. Time to hit the road. River, I mean. See that small brick building? It used to be an upholstery shop. Now it's inhabited by a very skilled taxidermist whose art is greatly in demand. When it was an upholstery shop, it didn't see nearly as much business. The old name shop has been lost to time and weather. This was decades ago. And the only trace of it now is the grayed frame of an old sign behind the new lettering, which now reads Trapper, Stalker, and Sportsman. And then below, smaller, no specimen is too exotic, no arrangement too fanciful. Some of the upholstery equipment is still there, too, and still sees active use. Elise is the resident artist, though she's not the owner of the shop. Oh? I can choose who owns it? Ida is one of the owners of the restaurant in the middle of Lake Lethe. Very little is known about him. His crime is generally assumed to be violent or otherwise gruesome in some detail, though of course that's all speculation and probably comes from his association with the taxidermy business. Even though he never so much as skins a squirrel, he's more like a silent partner. I guess those are the ones you're supposed to keep an eye on. But Judah is old and keeps himself, and the consensus seems to be that he's paid his debt to society, whatever that debt may have been. Ooh, is this going to be the rum hole or whatever it's called? Oh man, like both of these are interesting. I guess this one. The rum colony. The rum hole. Yep, sounds like him. Our friend Serrano is booked here tonight. He's pretty good. He's a wizard of the lap steel guitar. Ready to come ashore? Oh, sure, we'll be up in a minute. You couldn't hold me back. Oh, I don't know. Kate says just to wander back whenever. This is a take it easy kind of stop. She doesn't even blow the foghorn to round up the crew here. No point. Something about this spot is like wax in the ear when it comes to timetables and responsibilities. I was supposed to meet someone here earlier tonight about some bike parts. Hope she's still around. Oh, I'm sure she is, ma'am. Ask sleeping into a fragrant mug with all the other wayward sailors. Is there anything out here? An upturned table? That is now a boat? Ooh. Shen finds a bottle. Its label is worn away, but the words "Hot Hell Harum" are legibly embossed on the glass. The bottle is empty, except for a sleeping crab. Aww. They're all sleeping, even the crabs. Hi. This music is so sweet. Don't you think so? It's like a flower, I think. A delicious, heavy flower. Like this flower in my drink? Makes my eyelids feel like petals, wet with early morning dew. Have you ever slept on the beach? Oh, probably. I'll deal with that tomorrow. I certainly won't deal with it tonight. Tonight I'm just sipping this... I forget what it's called. They put a pale pink flower in it. Isn't that tranquil? Oh gosh, I'm so stressed out. I do a good job hiding it. It's this serene beach, this sweet music, and these tranquil drinks. Here my weary nerves can rest, although my soul is heavy with distress. Everyone deserves to rest, don't you think? Even you and I? I like the music here. I like this drink with the pale pink flower in it. I like the sand and the dark water, like a deep mirror. I like the whispers of my colleagues from the other side of the beach. You know, my colleagues and I are meant to be celebrating something of a milestone here this evening. It's true. Well, it's kind of hard to explain. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Ever heard of it? Yeah, I thought so. Oh, of course. Good to see you again. Oh, Wait, now I remember for real. You came by to see Lula. I mean, Senior Clerk Chamberlain. Oh, our dear Lula. Ms. Chamberlain. Tragically, she couldn't join us tonight. Jumped ship at the last minute. She said she had packing to do. I wonder where she's going. All this conversation is making me lightheaded. I think I'll shut my eyes a bit. Maybe just halfway. I'll listen to the water and the sweet music and the whispers of my colleagues. Shop talk. Can you believe it? Still working. Always working. It's better, I think, to sleep. Yeah, better to sleep. He can sleep now. But not anymore. I'm a little worried because his stuff only... Yeah, it only shows up in the light. Oh. A damp matchbook rests on top of the sand. Shannon flips it open without looking, runs her thumb across the cardboard, and finds one match still intact. She stares ahead, transfixed by the texture on her fingertip, and she wonders if it will flake apart and leave her hands smelling and feeling like fire for the rest of the night, or if the cold lake water has already washed away that part of the match, the part that smells and feels like fire. I'm worried about missing something. Man. Alright. Oh, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I hurt too much. No. Man. Okay. After this conversation, because I don't think it'll save the conversation. Okay, hello. Happy to be in the here and now. Happy to hear... Hello. Happy to be in the here and now. I heard a shuffling. Are you dragging your feet or just enjoying the sand between your toes? I think you have something weighing on you, and I respect that enough not to press the subject. We're always being pressured to talk about our problems. It's all over the radio and the self-help section of the bookstore. But my ethos is to just sit with it, alone inside of yourself. That sounds very healthy, William. My spiritual advisor says, if something is boring after 2 minutes, try it for 4. And I think that applies to any other dissatisfaction just as well. What? I wanted to ask you something. I thought of it earlier, but it didn't seem like the right time. I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. Nope. Oh no, I think I read him pretty clearly. He's an outward reflecting kind of person. I mean, he reflects the world back out, largely in colored. You and I, we are inward reflecting, I think. It means we prefer to nurture the best and worst of ourselves in quiet and interior spaces. And that's okay. Wouldn't you agree? No, it was... Well, I forget it now. Typical. I can't cross that dune? Shannon pulls a feather from the sand and brushes it clean. When she was a child, she collected feathers. Not the way a hobbyist collects trinkets, but the way a clump of dust collects more dust by static electricity. She deposited them on the kitchen table at the end of the day. Weaver's mother said it was unhygienic. Shannon's mother said that it was American germaphobe bullshit and put them in a vase. Hell yeah. Alright. Next time we will continue. Looks like Cyrano de Bergerac is over there. Whew. I'm gonna go lay on my bed.